we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Happy Dr. King Day. I'm Omar Brownell, Senior Director for the Center for Multicultural Initiatives here at Oakland University. And I consider it a privilege to once again host the annual Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award celebration. Today marks the 29th annual celebration of one of the university's most recognizable diversity programs. Since we last met, much has changed. Our world has been turned upside down with the spread of the coronavirus and social justice protests for peace and equality. We've seen the next generation of organizers and leaders who've helped provide critical resources during the pandemic and who have also led protests. So today, we honor our students who are keeping the dream of freedom and liberation for all alive. We're thrilled to gather here and demonstrate our support and advocacy for Dr. King's undying dream of equality and interracial understanding. As we have for decades, the university continues to expand and enhance our efforts to maintain a welcoming, inclusive, and culturally diverse campus. We also maintain our strong dedication to engaging students, faculty, and staff of all heritages and walks of life in learning and enrichment activities that support their academic and professional success. For nearly 30 years now, this celebration has recognized students who have excelled in their studies, immersed themselves in campus and broader community activities, and importantly demonstrated strong leadership in breaking down cultural stereotypes and bringing people together. We will continue that tradition today by presenting this year's honorees with the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award. On a daily basis, these students are making positive impacts in many areas of this campus, as well as the broader community. You will have a chance to hear more about their successes later in the program. I would like to get things started by introducing a tremendous supporter of our efforts to create an inclusive campus environment. In both policy and practice, she has worked tirelessly since day one of her tenure to make this goal a prominent focus of our work here on this campus. Dr. Ora Hirsch-Peskovitz.
Here we are in mid-January, the start of a new calendar and academic year, and a time of renewal. For the past year, we have all been challenged as we have confronted the pandemic. We've learned that it's only by working together and caring for each other that all of us have the best chance to be healthy. In these difficult times, we've all realized that it is essential to rely on the bonds that hold together our community here at Oakland University, in the region and the state, and beyond. The Keeper of the Dream and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. remind us that those community bonds are held together by our common values, the values of compassion, understanding, tolerance, and civility. In a few days, our country will hold the presidential inauguration. And regardless of your political views and your affiliations, this is a time to recommit to the principles that are at the core of American democracy. In the upcoming transition of power lies the promise to continue to be a model of pluralism and opportunity. But let's be realistic and honest. While we honor the ideals of democracy, we must confront the many racial, social, economic, and cultural inequities plaguing our society. That challenge is at the heart of Dr. King's timeless message. In other words, it's not enough to share in the common values of justice and fairness. You must be willing to speak out and stand up for what is right and just. Today, we honor a man and a message, and in his message lies a powerful challenge that resounds today as clearly as his voice and moral appeal reverberates over the last 6 decades. The Keeper of the Dream is one of the ways that we at Oakland University honor Dr. King's legacy and demonstrate our commitment to the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Each day, our ideal of a diverse, equitable, and inclusive campus is the inspiration for making OU a learning environment where a broad racial, economic, and cultural range of students can thrive. Today's Keeper of the Dream event has been held annually since 1993. And from the beginning, we have been supported by generous and selfless sponsors. On behalf of the Oakland University community, we extend our deep appreciation to this year's scholarship sponsors: Meritor, Willis Towers Watson, Autoleave, Comerica Bank, Magna International, Oakland University Credit Union, Alice Shotwell Gustafson, Keeper of the Dream Endowment, Lynn and Leah McIntosh Scholarship, Oakland University Alumni Association, Marshall Scholar Family Foundation, and thank you to our vision sponsors, Key Bank and Rocket Mortgage. The students who Omar will introduce truly embody exceptional leadership qualities. By their dedication and engagement, they are breaking down racial and cultural stereotypes, promoting unity, and playing a vital role in fostering a campus environment that is rich in diversity and multiculturalism. Please join me in learning more about these exceptional students.
Thank you, President Peskovitz. It is now my pleasure to begin the presentations of Oakland University's 2021 Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Awards. Adriana Collin Diaz, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. Advocating and encouraging support, that seems to be at the core of Adriana. She's been a mentor for the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, helping low-income Hispanic students with applications, essays, and letters of recommendation to apply to top universities across the country. When Oakland's alternative spring break offered a trip to Puerto Rico to aid those affected by Hurricane Maria, she didn't hesitate to get involved. Despite being the youngest of 18 to go, she was immediately recognized as a leader. Let's take a moment to hear from Adriana in her own words.
Dr. King led with his values and demonstrated a genuine passion for equity that inspired others to follow him. This award serves as an achievement and motivator for my life's work and underlines my role as an individual who plans to promote equity on campus to the rest of the world. As part of the undergraduate admissions office on campus, I believe it is our job to welcome new students to campus who might be apprehensive about joining a new environment. Whether that means aiding students who are first gen or those who feel like their culture might not be included on campus, we can provide an environment of diversity and inclusion that is essential in developing our education. As a future teacher, I am inspired to promote Dr. King's values every day. I plan to learn from students' experiences and mindsets to cultivate equity in the education system. As a Keeper of the Dream Scholar, my goal will always be to uphold Dr. King's values as I advocate for others and lead on.
Come by here, my Lord, come by here. Come by here, my Lord, come by here. Come by here, my Lord, come by here. Oh, Lord, come by here.
Miriam Neeson, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. A Chaldean immigrant, Miriam had her eyes opened at Oakland University. It wasn't until she got to campus that she realized the full impact that being an immigrant had on her life and others like her. Once on OU's campus, she jumped at the chance to get involved with the Center for Multicultural Initiatives. Through her work with CMI and other students, she gained a full scope of the injustices that other minorities faced. Her involvement on campus and in the community expands beyond CMI. She was named the president of the Feminists at OU and will be a student speaker at this year's Diverse Voices Conference in March. Here now is Miriam on what KOD means to her.
Personally, winning this award is one of my highest achievements. I am incredibly honored to be considered an advocate for Dr. King's dream, and I will continue to do my part to carry it on. It is important to me to work towards promoting racial understanding because it is an integral component in creating a conducive environment that helps create a better world. My biggest inspiration is my community at Oakland University, the work that my peers and the professionals at the CMI take part in. I am inspired by their constant effort in breaking down cultural barriers and by the way this passion is carried out. The CMI office has educated me and has equipped me to face and help break down cultural barriers that are present on our campus community. I am especially humbled to be able to work with my mentees, who are the future generation of our campus. I know that the work I put in, along with the work CMI does to help these students with their journey, will impact them in a profound way, and they in turn will be able to help carry out the dream in creating a more inclusive environment for all. Dr. King's vision of equality is especially important now with the current situation we are living in. The Black Lives Matter movement attests to this. Although Dr. King set the motion for change, there is still so much work that needs to be done.
Lakaya Smith, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. For the past 4 years at Oakland University, Lakaya has taken advantage of every opportunity to improve the campus community. An elementary education and early childhood development major, Lakaya has thrived in her role with children. She is attentive, energetic, and a creative teacher, developing her lessons based on what's best for her students. Lakaya has also worked as a parent and family ambassador for orientation and new student programs, and is also the executive board secretary of Abstract Artistry. Now let's take a moment to hear from Lakaya.
The recognition from this award tells me that I am doing the work that is necessary to break down cultural barriers and create inclusive and diverse atmospheres. It is a reminder that there is still much to be done. To ensure racial understanding is taking place, I believe everyone needs to be educated to digest the issues of racial and ethical disparities. Watching my family back home run their nonprofit organization, Charlie's Place, has pushed me to want to do more in my community. They have shown me that no matter a person's situation, everyone can benefit from the assistance of others. Dr. King's vision has had a huge impact on our society, but his dream has not been achieved to the fullest capacity. Within the past couple of years, we have witnessed inequalities in schools to students' race, appearance, and religion. Being an African American female student in a predominantly white institution, I have encountered these situations personally. Having the opportunity to work in the Center for Multicultural Initiatives office has equipped me with the strategies to be able to address inequalities on and off campus. Because of this, I am now prepared to go into my field of study and be an advocate for myself and others.
Taylor Tompkins, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. When Taylor first arrived on campus, she immediately got involved with WXOU. She started as a volunteer DJ, creating weekly radio shows, and worked her way up the ladder. First, she was promoted to the director of social media before being named the assistant program director. After a year in that role, she was named general manager of the radio station. She is working to bring improvements and strengthen the reach of the radio station in her new position. Using her platform at the radio station, Taylor continuously pushes to increase student engagement for elections, highlighting the importance of voter registration and participation among her peers. And now a few remarks from Taylor.
Being selected as a recipient for the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship means so much to me because it is proof that my efforts have been acknowledged by my community. It is important to me to promote and work towards racial understanding in my environment because regardless of where you come from, I believe individuals can come together and find common ground. The person who inspires me most to work towards breaking down cultural barriers is my grandma. She always encouraged me to treat people equally, as we are all equal in God's eyes. This serves as a reminder to me to judge people based on their actions and not on their color. Dr. King's vision of equality is more relevant today than ever before because people, like those active in the Black Lives Matter movement, are still being judged and stereotyped based on how they look rather than their character. I am most proud of my involvement with WXOU radio station. During my time there, I was able to influence and change some of the events that normally take place at the station to be more inclusive and appealing to all of the student body.
Justice and equality! Justice and no action! No silence! No action! No silence! No justice! No peace! Justice for Trayvon Martin! Justice for Trayvon Martin! Justice for Trayvon Martin!
Yamatore, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. Mariama spent 15 years of her life in West Africa before coming to America and eventually to Oakland University. She realized very early, as a Ghanaian American woman, she was in a unique spot to represent her culture and improve the racial misunderstandings on campus. She has used her platform to make change, to improve interracial relationships. An industrial systems engineering major, Mariama recognizes that she comes from a much different background from her peers. With a laser focus, she has thrived as a woman in STEM. Instead of being an outlier based on her heritage and skin color, she has paved a new path, being unique due to her skill set and hard work. Let's hear from Mariama now with her own thoughts.
In order for there to be racial understanding, individuals need to take responsibility to be held accountable for how they speak, act, and think, because that's the only way we'll see real changes. Growing up in Guinea, my parents taught me that understanding race was my responsibility and I will be held accountable for my actions. As I've grown up, they have continued to inspire me to break down cultural barriers. These barriers have changed over time, but their prevalence is what makes them relevant today. In the year 2020, there have been government shutdowns, economic downfall, and millions of lives lost due to COVID-19. I believe that progress must be made even when we face adversity. As Martin Luther King once said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. My involvement with the CMI office has kept me moving forward. As a core ambassador, I am most proud of my climb as a first-generation college student who came in as a mentee and is now mentoring other students.
Alaia Freeman, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. During the summer of her sophomore year at OU, Alaia orchestrated a fundraiser, creating shirts featuring the names of those lives lost to police violence: Botham Jean, George Floyd, and Breonna Taylor, to name a few. She created the shirts herself, got the word out on her own, helping raise awareness to issues of police brutality. All proceeds from the fundraiser went to the National Police Accountability Project, a nonprofit that protects the civil rights for everyone. Alaia's reach extends both on and off campus. As a Telefund ambassador, she assisted with OU's Day of Service at Kettering University. She plays a role with Care House, a nonprofit that helps child abuse victims, providing them with care and necessary needs, and is also a member of OU's Love Naturally group, encouraging students to embrace their features that make them unique. Now here's Jalea with her message.
Being awarded the Keeper of the Dream means a lot to me. It is crucial for me to promote racial understanding because it breaks down cultural barriers and disproves stereotypes. When I was younger, my mom asked me if she should try to get her doctorate. I told her I didn't think women, let alone minority women, could be doctors because I had never seen that before. She then made it her mission to show me, by earning her doctorate, that minority women could do this and any other things we put our minds to. I am most proud of my research and work with increasing diversity in the Honors College here at OU, because it promotes inclusion and understanding, which is essential and encourages cohesiveness. Dr. Martin Luther King's vision of equality is relevant today because it motivates and encourages the youth of today to break down stereotypes and cultural barriers. MLK's selfless work and the civil rights movement paved the way for America to live up to its promise. From healthcare, the criminal justice system, to education and economic disparity, there is not one area in our nation that isn't impacted, but we are taking steps in the right direction.
To bring awareness and make people realize what's really going on in this country. There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust, people aren't being held accountable for, and that's something that needs to change.
Rachel Jackson, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. Rachel works closely with the School of Engineering and Computer Science in her H-Tech mentor role. She works with transfer students of diverse and non-traditional backgrounds, providing them with guidance and academic support. Her roles on campus don't end there. She's a resident assistant for Vandenberg Hall, a success coach for the First Year Advising Center, and a CMI Corps ambassador. In all of those roles, her goal is helping others from all walks of life feel acceptable and comfortable, and pushes them to be great inside and outside of the classroom. She also volunteers at Oakland University's food pantry and is the vice president for the Association of Black Students. Let's hear from Rachel with a few thoughts of her own.
Winning this award is one of the greatest honors I could receive as a young adult and means I'm doing my part in making a difference in the community by challenging the status quo of race and diversity. It's important to keep working towards racial understanding because there will always be someone affected by it. I have experienced the harm that a lack of understanding causes, and I feel it's my duty to help diminish the cycle. I have had the privilege to be in positions that allow me to use my voice to educate others, and it would be a disservice to those who aren't as fortunate, as well as everyone who has fought for me to have these opportunities. My generation inspires me to continue working towards breaking down cultural barriers because of how much they use their voice. We've come so far, but there's still a long way to go, with many aspects of society still being so divided. We've seen people step up to keep Dr. King's vision alive, and because of this, we begin to break down old systems meant to keep marginalized people down. I am most proud of my work as a Corps ambassador for the CMI. This role has allowed me to be a positive representation of all the things a minority student can do, despite the barriers we may face. Being able to be the support system for someone else is an honor that can't be put into words. Seeing my former mentees step up and become mentors is one of my motivations because it gives me a front row seat to a new and positive cycle being born.
Jalea Gordon, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. Jalea is currently pursuing a marketing degree with a minor in dance. Through her hard work and dedication, she has been able to choreograph and perform her own routines on the main stage of Varner Recital Hall. Through dance, Jalea has been able to create other opportunities for herself. She is a Group X instructor at OU's Recreation and Wellness Center. She uses this platform to encourage self-care and provide stress relief to students, faculty, and community members. She encourages everyone who takes her class to participate with a smile on their face. Jalea is also a Corps ambassador at the Center for Multicultural Initiatives for the second straight year. And now a word from Jalea.
As a freshman, I saw recipients win this award and I counted myself out before even trying. Winning this award represents my growth as a student and as a student leader. I hope to inspire other students to one day see themselves making a greater impact at OU and in the community. Racial understanding reminds us to humble ourselves that no individual or race is above or below another. We were all created wonderfully with a specific purpose. Dancers such as Debbie Allen and Misty Copeland inspire me and give me hope that I can break barriers just as they did. It was not common to see an African American ballerina or a rendition of the Nutcracker with a diverse cast. These ladies are a true definition of being the change that you want to see. As a student leader and dance minor, it gives me great joy to teach dance and fitness as a Group X instructor in the OU Rec Center. I believe that dance is a universal language that brings together individuals of all backgrounds. In my class, I choreograph each session with a variety of styles such as ballet, jazz, hip-hop, even ballroom and African techniques. Dr. King's vision reminds us that we must love and accept one another, especially as a virus that does not see race spreads through the nation.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! What do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't...
Niagara Hood, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. For her 2 years on Oakland University's campus, Niagara has made it a point to have a positive impact on campus and the surrounding community. The linguistics major is also minoring in teaching English as a second language. As part of her minor, she will be involved with the Hispanic Outreach Program in Pontiac, teaching an English second language course. She also meets with Oakland University's international students, providing ESL teachings. Niagara's other on-campus involvements include Corps Ambassador and Intrigue Hip Hop Dance Team member. And now a word from Niagara.
I am most proud of my overall campus involvement as Treasurer and Fundraising Chair of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Resident Assistant and Desk Worker for University Housing and Corps Ambassador. All of these different organizations and departments have helped me become aware of who I am and the different qualities that I have. I am honored to receive this award with this strong history of student activism. As I am receiving this award, I realize that I'm doing exactly what I need to do to become involved in social justice issues, so I can help others understand why it is important to use your voice and stand up for what you believe in. We have come a long way in terms of recognizing cultural barriers, but we still have a long way to go until things are equal. It's not about what cards you are dealt, it's about how you play them. I say that quote a lot to the young people who inspire me, such as my little sister and dance sisters. It is very easy to get discouraged, but we have to continue to fulfill Martin Luther King's vision of equality and to be the voice for those who do not have a voice.
No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! Black Lives Matter! Don't shoot!
Congratulations to all of our scholarship recipients. They are exceptional in their accomplishments, commitment, and motivation, and clearly deserving of the Keeper of the Dream recognition. This year's honorees would like to share a few thoughts with this year's sponsors.
Sponsors, I genuinely thank you for your contribution and belief in keeping Dr. King's vision alive today. This is such an esteemed accomplishment that genuinely means a lot to me.
Because of your sponsorship, I will complete my last year of undergrad and achieve what has been a dream of mine. To not only be the first person in my family to graduate college, but to be the first woman to graduate in a major in the STEM field with a GPA above a 3.0. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you, Magna International.
Thank you, Marshall Scholar Family Foundation.
Alice Shotwell Gustafson, Keeper of the Dream Endowment, thank you.
Thank you, Meritor.
Thank you, Comerica Bank.
Thank you for helping me carry out my academic career at OU and helping support the work that is done to create a more diverse and inclusive environment.
I know that times are hard right now, yet all of you found it in your hearts to still sponsor this award. So thank you.
Thank you, Oakland University Credit Union.
Willis Towers Watson, thank you for your support.
Oakland University Alumni Association. Your support is appreciated.
Thank you, Auto Leave.
Thank you to the Lynn and Leah McIntosh Scholarship for your support of the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship.
Thank you for your generous contribution. Your support of students at Oakland University does not go unnoticed and is tremendously appreciated.
Thank you, everyone, for supporting this historic Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award celebration. Through your scholarship gifts and all that you do to continue the journey that Dr. King began. I would also like to extend a thank you to the Keeper of the Dream Committee and the Scholarship Selection Committee. It has been an honor for me to continue to be a part of this event and its ever-growing legacy. May we all meet again in 2022 to celebrate the 30th Annual Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Awards. Thank you and be well.